organized by ANMI. Today, as we are celebrating the Yoga Day, we have a members, a chief guest, to be a part of this webinar. And right now, I introduce to you all Mr. K. Suresh, who is the National Director of National Council ANMI. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Good evening to all. Today, ANMI is having a very unusual meeting that is on yoga for bears and bulls. International Day of Yoga, all of you know that being observed on June 21 every year. So this day celebrates the ancient physical, mental, and spiritual practice of yoga. Our Prime Minister actually proposed the idea of observing this day, that is 2023 Yoga Day, as a Sahakuda, what's called Yoga for Vasudevya Kudumbakam. That is the theme of this year's yoga. We ANMI chosen that yoga for bulls and bears. So he has prescribed that for Vasudeva Kudumbakam. So we are also having both things in our family. So yoga for the welfare of, the meaning of that is that yoga for welfare of all as world, one family. So it's a nice theme, I think, that has been coined by him during Man Ki Baat speech. Yoga, all of you know that is a very good physical activity. It not only corrects or tweaks your body, but also your mind. It involves self-awareness, meditation, breath work, and chanting. Performing yoga asanas is beneficial to you, your overall well-being. So that's the advantage of yoga. Today we are having fortunate to have two eminent personalities in yoga. I will introduce them. And the purpose of, rather, advantage of yoga is that first is improves the mental health, improves the flexibility, which everybody requires, reduces the stress, improves the quality of life, prevents aches and pains, and boosts heart health, and strengthens bones and joints, and helps maintain a healthy weight. So all of you know that we are all not particular about our weight, BMI index, etc. But yoga helps you to maintain the healthy weight. Promotes calmness, which is very important. Particularly people like us who are all vexed with the day in and out in trade, we need calmness, so it promotes calmness, hopes, or rather helps to prevent diseases. So the purpose, rather the advantage of yoga, I have prescribed, rather I have told many things. So from that angle, we should appreciate that yoga is a very, very useful thing for every one of us. Similarly, today we are having, as I said, two eminent personalities. One is Mr. Rishi Nathany. Another one is Parmita, Shroff. So both are experts in their way of teaching the yoga. I am really glad to introduce first Parmita Shroff. She is a certified yoga teacher in the traditional Hatha Yoga school. She has successfully completed a postgraduate diploma in yogic sciences from ICYHC, Kaivalyadama, Mumbai. Founded to Prana Kitchen, serving plant-based whole foods, which is located at the Wellness Center, Prism Healing Institute. She has completed a 90+ hours training in Mysore style Ashtanga Yoga with Bharat Shetty in INDA Yoga and is a frequent Vipassana retreat participant. She is also a certified sound healer who loves exploring different avenues of energy medicine and often conducts sound healing sessions. She has also completed a 10-day intensive Iyengar style course with Sharat Arora Dharmashala. So with the few words, I welcome Parmita Shroff. Now I am introducing Mr. Rishi Nathany. He is a Senior Vice President and Head Business Development and Marketing at MCX. Prior to this, he was in the Chief Business Officer role at NCDX, the CEO of Dalmia Group, founder CEO of Touchstone, and CEO of Dynamic Group, all which have been 6 roles with P&L responsibility. He is seasoned financial services professional with 20 years of a corporate leadership experience, recognized for demonstrating a natural aptitude for enterprise development as well as for creating innovative revenue generation and expense reduction program. So another one, the second one is financial personality, but having an in-depth knowledge of yoga. So we are fortunate to have two types of experts today to give benefit, rather to make the members to understand what kind of asanas or what kind of things will give them a peaceful sleep or make them to have a very trimmed body and calmness mind, actually. So with these few words, I'm leaving the floor to today's presenters. Thank you.
Rishi ji, would you like to
Sure.
give your insights on International Yoga 9th year of the festival, the celebration as it continues?
Yes, sure. So thanks, Kamleshji. And, you cannot underscore enough the importance of yoga. In fact, as I am also now touching 50, I have also started doing yoga regularly. And it helps a lot because we only think that we should be healthy, but there's a difference between being fit and being healthy. You can be healthy but not fit. So it is important to not only be healthy but also fit. And because we are all in the financial markets, I cannot squander this opportunity to add the financial angle to yoga also. So your money also needs to be not only healthy but also fit. You need to flex your money so that it it is more flexible, it gets you more returns. Otherwise, if your money is just lying there, it doesn't give you any benefit. Like if we don't exercise, it doesn't give any benefit. Similarly, your money also needs to be invested, not saved. Similarly, like our bodies need to be worked out with yoga, so your money needs to be invested, then only it will grow. If it is just saved, with inflation it will depreciate. Similarly, like our health, if we let it lie idle, our bodies, then our health will also deteriorate over time, we'll become unfit. So it is very important to make sure that our money is fit, healthy, and brings better returns to us. Like a healthy body, we can work and earn money. Similarly, our money, if it's healthy, it can also work and earn for us. And being in the markets, being in the derivatives markets, when you see so many ups and downs, it is all the more important to stay calm internally also. It's not only about physical health, because yoga means the combination, the spiritual and the physical, combining the two. And their inner peace, inner mental peace, having that stability when you see maybe a black swan event or various upheavals in the markets, it's all the more important. Similarly with your money also, if it is flexible, it is you invest it right, then whatever the situation may be, eventually you will end up getting better returns. So on this World Yoga Day, I would always say that flex your body, flex your muscles, try to also find that balance between physical and mental and spiritual through yoga. Similarly, try to do it with your money also. Try to find the balance between savings, investments, trading, and find a proper balance between all three. All three are important: savings, investment, and trading, like it is physical, mental, and spiritual. So find that balance. Then your money will also earn very well for you. And wishing everyone here excellent financial health and physical health so that you can enjoy life to its fullest, both in terms of your health and in terms of your wealth. Thank you so much.
So I think Rishi ji, you brought in a perfect anomaly. It's like both healthy money was a concept that you brought in. At the same time, staying calm when the markets are turbulent. And that's what, yoga also has a similarity with, the health. I think the old way of saying it was, being healthy is also being wealthy and vice versa. So I guess you've actually set the tone in terms of, what people are looking for. So health is wealth, and you need to be healthy to also earn. And if you are wealthy, to enjoy your wealth, you need the health for sure. So from that perspective, I think one needs to be consistently doing something, as you rightly said. I don't think in investment also, it's like you don't start at 50. Of course, you started yoga at 50, but the earlier you start, the benefits of compounding remains. I guess there is one more commonality is that when you are doing yoga from starting, your body will remain fit and will be flexible. And I'm sure you're going to keep diseases at bay. So I think it's a very, very well pointed out view that you have given. But I'm sure it's patience is something that one should look at, because in markets also, we may buy something, but it may not be the same way like, we may expect. And we may go through the turbulent times before it actually starts paying off. Similarly, in practice of yoga, I guess initially you will have heartaches, pains, everything that you may probably not you want to get out of not being part of doing yoga on a regular basis. But eventually, if you do this regularly, I'm sure that it's going to make your health much more fitter and better. So I think we're very, very, very well put. Suresh, would you like to come in on this?
Yeah. As you said, yoga, particularly a community like ours, it is very, very important. Very healthy thing only leads to a wealthy position. Otherwise, what is the use of wealth, So rightly, I think that tone is set for understanding the need for yoga. That too, particularly in the context of present day complications. A lot of things are around us, so many complications are happening in personal life as well as in our professional life. So in order to come out of that, yes, you need some procedure or some methodology to ensure that your mind is calm, your body is fit, and you are also totally fit to carry out whatever you are intended to carry out.
And while we were just discussing, one quick anecdote that just came up from, which is of course Warren Buffett's, that the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient, and that's exactly what yoga makes you. It makes you more patient. But I think I don't want to miss this opportunity, because I just saw Nilesh Bhai walk into the conference, and I would like Nilesh Bhai. Can I welcome Nilesh Bhai? Can I?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Nilesh Bhai. That's really nice to see you, and I must thank you, Nilesh Bhai, to consider this at a last 2 hours. This really speaks, of a person who is more yogically inclined, doesn't have the ego, for someone as large as you to kind of accept an invitation just 2 hours before. And he confirmed that I have time between 4 to 4:30. Tell me which 10 minutes or 15 minutes can I join? This is the humbleness. This is what yoga teaches. You would like to listen from Nilesh Bhai, Managing Director, Kotak Securities. Of course, he doesn't need any introduction, but for people who would like to know, he is the Managing Director, Kotak Securities. Yeah. Please, Nilesh Bhai.
Thank you, Kamlesh Bhai, and good afternoon to everyone. As Mr. Suresh Krishnamurthy was saying, we are all living in a stressful world. And as people connected to capital market, we have kind of square of stress from market as well as non-market events. Now, in this kind of stressful environment, not only our health, but also our wealth will get impacted if we take decisions based on stress. When I started my career as fund manager, I was getting angry when markets were not behaving as per my expectation. I was losing money. And then over a period of time, stress started building up. I was angry in my office. I was angry in my home. And while Amitabh Bachchan benefited as being angry young men, I was actually losing because of angry young or not so young men. And this is where I turned towards yoga and meditation. Over a period of time, what started as a journey on my own slowly took me to different direction. Today, I follow Shambhavi Kriya of Isha. My wife has gone multiple levels higher than me. But spending that 21 minutes in meditation stroke Shambhavi Kriya, one, it has helped me reduce my stress. I'm more calm while managing stress. I'm more focused on my work. What earlier used to take me half an hour, now I'm able to complete in about 10-15 minutes. Efficiency has increased, productivity has increased. And most importantly, decision-making process has become far less emotional, far more immune from stress, and far more peaceful in nature. There was a time when I used to go home and my young daughter could look at my face and say, Papa, aaj market upar hai ya niche hai? I mean, it was visible on our face. Now today, either she has lost the ability or I have become better in camouflaging my face. But it's now difficult to say whether market has impacted me or not. I'll recommend each and every one of you to start your journey towards better health, better focus, and eventually better enlightenment. Whether you do meditation, whether you do breathing, or whether you go into higher dimensions, and there are much better equipped people to talk about the same. I think it will enrich you. Your health will be better. Your decision making will be better. And you will find peace, which is what all we are longing for, which is all what we are trying for. Today is International Yoga Day, and hence this event is happening. But yoga is not just for the International Yoga Day. It needs to become part and parcel of your life. It has to be part of your day-to-day life. The benefits of that are immense, not only materially, but also spiritually. And eventually, as Maslow's law of hierarchy says, we are all going to graduate from necessity to comfort to luxury to ultimately spiritual world. Yoga is your staircase or path to both success in material world as well as spiritual world. And thank you, ANMI, for hosting this event. I'm sure it will touch people and push them on the path of enlightenment.
Thank you, sir. Nice introduction. I think you talked about your total involvement in yoga and how it shaped you. And really, it's very useful to all the listeners or watchers who are all watching today's program. It's very, very highest degree of input, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now over to presenters. I think, are they available there? Lost the contact? Or? Kamlesh?
Yeah, Suresh, did you say something which I missed? Yeah.
No. I think we can leave the floor to them, for today.
Oh, yes, of course. I think Parmita can probably show a couple of, asanas that, or maybe certain stretches that people, while they are in their busy schedule, can actually, work and do those things along. So if some bit of, smaller exercises while on the desk, because most of us kind of work 8 hours on a computer or maybe more. So from that perspective, certain, aspects that Parmi would you want to touch upon and take them forward?
Okay. Yes, of course. So hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here. And I think a lot of people have put in very profound words. So like Mr. Rishi rightfully said, the way we work our money, it's important and essential to work our body. And only if we do it every day, as Mr. Nilesh rightfully said, does it become a part of our lifestyle, can we reap the benefits, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, make more informed decisions from a more relaxed state of mind. So the next few poses I'm going to show is something you can do from your work desk. You don't need to have a yoga mat or any prop as such. You can do it from just in between your before your lunch break, preferably. So preferable to do any yoga asana before your lunch break on an empty stomach. So we'll start with some basic belly breathing. As most of us know, when the markets go up or down, whether it's a bull or a bear market, the first thing to get impacted is our breath. And when the breath gets impacted, it influences our heart rate. It has an impact on the overall physical body. So we start by regulating or learning to regulate our breath. So One really good technique to do that while you enter into any yoga pose is to drop the awareness from the mind, the thinking, planning mind, into the body. So wherever you are seated on a chair, you can place your hands on the navel and just close your eyes and tune into your body. A lot of us only identify with our breath in our nostril, nasal passage, or our chest or lungs. But when we learn to drop our awareness down to the belly or find our breath in the belly, we're able to calm the mind, still the mind. So we'll take few breaths here, feeling your belly rise as you inhale, feeling the belly collapse as you exhale. If this is not happening for you, then you may have irregular breathing. So you might want to rectify that. So ensure as you inhale, the belly goes out. As you exhale, the belly goes in. So few rounds of belly breathing to ground your awareness, establish your awareness into the body. The body is always in the present moment. It's the mind that swings like a pendulum from the past to the future. And that is the nature of the mind. It's a monkey mind. So we do this to anchor our awareness in the now. And then you can slowly release. We'll start by raising our hands up because when we're on the desk all day, a lot of gravity is working on us downwards. So we want to assist the blood flow towards the chest and lungs. So the blood flows from the fingertips towards the heart. So we just bring our hands up above our head and stretch. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, stay there. Keep breathing and breathing through the nostrils, not through the mouth. Breathing through the nostrils. And then slowly you can release the left hand, bend the right elbow, bring the right palm at the back of, I'm going to show you, at the back like this. And pull. You can pull this right elbow, feeling that stretch on the shoulder. A lot of us tend to have or store a lot of stress in the neck, cervical, shoulder region. So this releases that stress, allows the blood to flow, blood carrying oxygen to flow to these regions, releasing stress. So pulling, staying here. And it's nice to repeat the same on the other side. So slowly you'll release your hands again, stretch them up, bend the left elbow, bring the right hand on the left elbow and stretch. Slowly release. And the next few poses I'm going to show you on the chair. So for easier understanding. So you can, and when you're in your office on your chair, you can come do these poses while you're on the chair.
Parmi, 1 second. While you're just doing that, I think Mickey Mehta was just in and he has to go for another book launch. So, hi, Mickey, are you there? Okay, you can go on. Sorry.
No worries. So we will bring our feet, make sure your feet are on the ground and you're in a seated posture. You don't want to use the back support or the chair support. You want to stay here. And we start with a simple spinal twist. So you can bring your right hand across, take your left hand, bring it towards the back of the chair. And as you exhale, spinal twist, look over the left shoulder. Spinal twists are extremely detoxifying for the body. Again, inhale, exhale through the nostrils. And try to have a relaxed face when you do this. You want to do the same on the other side as well. So again, you come back center, take your left hand, cross it over, take your right hand, take it behind. And as you exhale, Using the left hand, pressing it into the right thigh as a lever, twisting the upper body and looking over the right shoulder. Try not to hold on to the breath. We often tend to hold on to the breath when we're going through any physical stress. And this translates in our life. Whenever there's a physically stressful moment, if the markets, like I said, are crashing, we hold on to our breath. So try not to. Try to change your response to breath, to stressful stimulation. So breathe through it. And then as you exhale, slowly come back center. Another one we'll do is a forward fold. Forward folds really help to get the blood flowing towards the head and the heart. So you can just bring your hands towards the ground. Even if you can't touch the ground, you can come on your fingertips, or even if they're off the ground, it's okay, wherever you reach. And you're just going to stay here, forward folding. Again, if you feel comfortable out here, you can go into a spinal twist where you bring the right hand across the left foot and you can release the left hand up. Do as per your capacity. You don't have to intensify it. If this is challenging enough, do not go into a variation. Stay here. What's important is to do it with a lot of ease, and that ease is reflected in our breath. Slow, steady breathing. The same on the other side, if you choose, those who choose to do the spinal twist variation. Keep breathing through the nostril. And then exhaling, slowly coming back up. The next one we're going to do is a cat and cow in seated position. So you bring the palms. This is to make the spine more flexible. So inhaling, you'll arch the spine, protrude the chest out, chin out. Exhaling, round the back, suck the belly in towards the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. According to J. Krishnamurti, this flexibility of the spine determines the health of a yogi. And for a lot of us who have long hours at a desk, the spine gets impacted over time. So it's important to just keep the spine flexible, supple. So this pose helps with that. Coordinate the movement with your breath. So don't just do it robotically. Try to coordinate, even if you devote just 5-10 minutes to the practice. Just keep your awareness in the body, not in the mind. Don't think about anything else. Just come to the body and the breath. And then the last one, you can just stay there, keep breathing. Gentle, slow, long and deep breaths. And hold it also in cat pose, Manjari Asana. And release. And then the next one you can do using a wall support. So you can do, or you can do it behind your chair as well if you don't have that space available. You bring your hands forward, you'll take a step behind. As you exhale, you'll make an inverted L using wall support or chair support, and you'll stay here. Feet will be hip width apart and staying here. Opening out the armpits, pressing the thumb and the index finger into the chair. Stretching the shoulders, stretching especially very good for the calf muscles and thighs. This region as we sit, again, there's very poor blood circulation in this region as we sit. So from the lumbar to the glutes, the hamstrings all get stretched as we stay here, supplying oxygenated blood to the muscles, rejuvenating our body. And again, allowing your breath to stay calm. Generally, this is very challenging for a lot of people who have a sedentary lifestyle or a long hours at desk. If this is not challenging enough, you can again fold forward, stay for a few breaths here in Uttanasana, forward fold. According to sage Patanjali, an asana can only be qualified.
That if you get in again, please let us know. Kamal did shout out your name, but you are not there. Thank you for being there. That's okay. I've written to him that if you come in 10.
Preeti, you can put your microphone off, please. So as we fold forward, the breath and thought reflect each other. And according to sage Patanjali, when an asana can only be qualified as an asana if there is steadiness and ease. Sthira Sukhamasana. And this steadiness or ease is reflected in our breath. So if we have shallow or holding on to our breath, like holding on to our breath with tension, then that's not an asana. Then we're not doing yoga. We're doing a workout, which has no physiological, mental, emotional benefits. It may have physical benefits, but none of the other. So slowly, when you finish your exhale, pressing into the feet, allowing your spine to come back, and you come into standing pose. And just stay there for a few breaths. Allow your heart rate and your breath to come back to its natural pace. When we do any inversion, our heart rate increases. So we're allowing the heart rate to come back to its natural pace. And then I'll show you all some simple chalan kriyas, which are movements to keep the joints lubricated. So simple, if we can start with our knees, we'll rotate them clockwise. And then anti-clockwise. Again, very easy and simple to do them at your work. And then flex and point our feet. Rotate the ankles clockwise, anti-clockwise. Similarly on the other foot. Flex and point, rotate, rotate. You can do the same with the hips. So you can rotate the hips, make big circles. You can keep a soft bend on the knees to allow more movement in the hips, and then anti-clockwise. And then slowly coming to our shoulders, inhaling, bringing the elbows up, exhaling, taking them down. Inhaling, shoulders up, exhaling, back and down. Coordinating the movement with the breath. Breath and thoughts reflect each other. As the breath calms down, so does the mind. And then reversing the motion. Slowly taking the right palm, taking it towards the left side, placing it in the crevice of the left elbow, and pulling that hand here. Feeling that stretch on the biceps, triceps. If you like, you can look over the right shoulder or look center. Feeling that stretch. And doing the same on the other side. So taking the left hand, taking it towards the right side, placing it in the crevice of the right elbow. As you exhale, pulling that hand in. If you like, looking over towards the left. Slowly coming back center. We'll do some for our fingers. As we type a lot, use a lot of computer, keyboard, so laptop. So you'll just open your fist and make a fist, open, fist, open, fist. Right. Make a fist, rotate the wrist, and then rotate inwards. And then we do a simple neck exercise. Again, as you're seated, you can do this one. You can drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Take the left hand up, place it on the right ear. As you exhale, exert gentle pressure, feeling that stretch running from the right ear till the right shoulder. Keep breathing, keep exhaling through the nostrils. We'll repeat the same on the other side. So dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, taking the right hand up, placing it on the left ear. As you exhale, exerting gentle pressure. And slowly release. You'll bring the chin to the chest, interlace your fingers, place the hand behind the head, back of the head. As you exhale, drop the elbows down. As a complete Jalandhar Bandh, chin lock. Keep breathing through the nostrils. And then slowly release, drop the head behind. Keep the lips pursed together, jaws together. Feel that stretch on the thyroid gland. Compression on the back of the neck. From here, you can do one clockwise rotation, neck rotation, and one anti-clockwise. And slowly release. I'll show you all one last asana before we go into the breath work. So for this one, it's Ardha Halasana. So you can come into standing and slowly take the right palm, palm to ceiling, forearm to ear, stretch up. And as you exhale, bend over towards the left, feeling the compression on the left hip and waist, extension on the right side. Allow the shoulders to stay in one line. So don't collapse the shoulder forward or don't open it too wide. Both the shoulders in one line. Keep staying here. Again, try to really have slow, steady breathing. The more we tend to have slow and steady breathing in challenging situations, the body learns to respond to stress rather than react. It increases the gap of our reaction time. This is known as neuroplasticity, and scientists have now discovered that we can rewire how our body responds to stress. The breath being the best key in rewiring this response. Slowly as you exhale, you come back center, release the hand. We'll repeat the same on the other side. Slowly take the left hand out, left palm to ceiling, forearm to ear. Stretch from the toes to the fingertips. Feel that extension on the left side of the body. Once you feel that extension, as you exhale, bend over. Both your shoulders in one line. Again, very good to also reduce weight around the waist region. Improves the blood circulation to the lungs. Makes our breath more fuller. Instead, next time of taking that smoke break, for those of y'all that smoke, maybe you can take Ardha Chandrasana break. And as you exhale, come back center, slowly release. And now I'll take you all through some simple breathwork practices that you all can do at the desk. So sitting on your chair itself, you can do these. We'll start with Anulom Vilom Pranayam, alternate nostril breathing. This pranayam is very effective in calming the mind down. So we take the hand, the right hand, bend the index and the forefinger. Take the right hand thumb, shut the right nostril, which is associated with the sun energy. We inhale through the Chandra Nadi, left nostril, moon energy. 4 counts preferably. Retain the breath inside. You can close the left nostril with the 4th finger of the right hand. Whenever you need to exhale, release the right hand thumb, releasing through the right nostril. Preferably 4 counts. If you can, 6 counts. Exhalation should always be a little longer than inhalation. Again, you can retain the breath outside, and whenever you feel the need to inhale, again, inhaling through the same right nostril. This is considered 1 round, inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left. This is 1 round. You can do around 7 to 10 rounds at your own pace. For right now, as we are pressed for time, we'll do 4 rounds. As slowly, as steadily as possible. Whenever doing any nadi cleansing practices or breath work, it's important to keep the spine very straight, the posture open. So if your posture is like this, and you're just doing this, it's not really cleansing the channels. So you want to sit up straight, you want to have the shoulders wide, open, chin parallel to the ground, and then do the pose, and then do the practice. Anulom Vilom helps to balance the yin and the yang, the active and the passive, the sun and the moon energy, the masculine and the feminine energy within us, restoring balance. Whenever you complete your 4th round, take the last exhale on the left nostril and then slowly release. After every pranayama practice, it's nice to just observe anything that's changed in your mental, emotional, physical body. And be aware of those subtle changes. The next one we'll do is Brahmari Pranayam, humming bee pranayam. So for this one, you're going to plug your ears in with the thumb. Before you do that, hear me out. You'll plug your ears in with the thumb. You'll place your index finger on your eyelids, then the nostrils, upper lip, lower lip. The concept why we do this is reflective of pratyahar, withdrawing or restraining the sensory organs towards sensory objects. So withdrawing the attention from our awareness from the external world and going within ourselves. We'll inhale through the nostrils and we'll exhale, making a humming bee noise. The tongue is rested on the lower palate. The tip of the tongue touches the back of the teeth. And as loudly as possible, you will hum. Slowly you will release and feel the vibrations on the face. Allow them to percolate down throughout the whole body. Again, you can practice this for 7 to 10 rounds. And with that, I'd like to close this practice. It's always nice to chant Om if you get a chance to at your workspace. Else, even if you can just chant out a few syllables, A, U, and Ma, that's a great way to, again, harmonize the mind, body, and the spirit. We'll chant 1 round of Om together, and then we'll close this practice for today. So, inhaling, spine straight. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And with that, we come to a close. Thank you very much for having me here, and I'll give the stage back to you all.
Thank you, Parmita, Shroff. I think you made our day a valuable day, in fact. Simple asanas, even in while sitting in office, how to control your breath, everything, breath, everything. And you rightly said that breath steadiness, if not there, then it is workout. It is not yoga. I think you mentioned very clearly. And these basic things definitely will permit the members to have some flexibility and also good breathing. That breathing will lead to good health also, naturally. So we have to thank you for your excellent, quiet, calm presentation. No, I mean, we never lost the contact also, the signal also. It was very perfect. So it was looking like a simple today, everybody would have been benefited from your presentation. Now I am having some few questions actually from audience. Is it yoga different from meditation? One first question is that.
So there are 8 limbs of yoga, and there is the asana is one of them. So postures are part of it. When you say yoga, it is actually not different from meditation. Most often people only identify asanas as yoga, but yam, niyam, asana, pranayama, pratyahar, dhyan, samadhi. So there are 8 limbs to it, and meditation is a part of it. Dhyan, dharana, samadhi. Sorry, not pratyahara. Dhyan, dharana, samadhi. So in that dhyana is the making the one-pointedness awareness. So ekagrata chitta, trying to meditation is something where we try over time. Even with yoga asana, it doesn't happen overnight. You keep practicing, like Mr. Nilesh rightfully said, it has to become a lifestyle. We don't just celebrate just yoga day and we all show up and do 1 hour practice in the year. There's no benefit to that. You have to invest in your body to see the results or see the benefits of it. So you need to do that every day, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 10 minutes. Similarly, with meditation, you can do simple meditation with your eyes closed, breath awareness. And with time, you'll notice that the awareness becomes single pointed, ekagrata. So like a good analogy would be like bowling. So initially when you bowl, you need the gutters up. The ball will go everywhere and then hit the bowling pin. Over time, you have your awareness, your attention, you hit the bowling pins and all the pins can be hit. And that's what happens with awareness. And that's what happens when you cultivate single pointed awareness. Your concentration, your dhyana becomes so focused that you're able to really send your intention and energy to that one place. And that's meditation. But it is a part of yoga. Yoga without meditation is not different.
Yeah, what you say is correct. Both are interlinked, combined, and you cannot separate them. And next question is, how often and for how long should I do asanas?
General rule book, there are again no side effects of yoga. So the more you do, the better. Depends on how much you're able to devote to it. But general rule of the thumb, at least try doing 45 minutes of asana practice, depending on where you are, what age you are, what is your physical constriction. But 45 minutes, maybe asana practice, 30 minutes pranayama practice. If that's too much, then at least start with 5 minutes of pranayama practice and 15 minutes, like we showed today, of asana practice. That would be at least 20 minutes you can carve out in your day before your lunchtime or before your evening meal. So you can try doing that on an empty stomach. Always better to do on an empty stomach. Reason being, 70% of our energy goes into digesting food. So there's not much energy left for doing meditation or breathwork practice or even movement practice. So it's always best to practice on an empty stomach or a lightly eaten stomach, not a heavy stomach.
Okay, thank you. So 45 minutes minimum schedule. Of course, depends upon individuals' capability and requirements. And third question is, yoga is just not asana. So do we need to practice all the principles of yoga to benefit? Third question.
Very nice question. Yes, absolutely. I think the more you practice asana or whichever part of yoga, for a lot of people, they don't do asana, they do just meditation. For a lot of them, they just do the social and ethical contacts, the yam and niyamas. I think whichever part of yoga you do, whichever there are the antarangas and then there are the external, so that baharangas. So you have the internal practices and you have the external practices. So you start by doing anything, maybe whether it is yoga practice, whether it is an asana practice, or it's a pranayama practice. And I think over time, you'll start seeing that domino effect in your entire lifestyle. That calmness of mind will influence everything. It'll influence your relationship, your diet, your sleep, your mood cycles, your excretory cycles. All aspects of your physical health will change. So definitely it will influence all other spheres. Sorry, I think Mr. Suresh, you are muted. I'm not able to hear you.
Yeah, is it necessary to start the practice of yoga earlier stage to, feel the flexibility or to ensure improving the whole procedure, Is it necessary to start early age of life, not at later part?
Sorry, I'm actually unable to hear. There's some disturbance. If you could repeat that question, please.
No, whether I have to start yoga at the earlier age or later on. Because earlier age will make me to have more flexibility and more focus, and it will improve my things, for the later part. Many of us, what we are doing, the earlier part, we are not having time to do. So we are missing yoga, walking, everything. Later part, once you have diabetic, etc., you are going for a walk. So after inheriting diseases only, we are thinking about the yoga, etc. What do you feel?
Yeah, absolutely. I think my father always says this, that you start early and then you have the power of compounding that helps you, whether that's with investing or whether it's with yoga. So similarly, if you start early, definitely the benefits kick in that much more. But even if you stumbled upon yoga at a later age, even if you've started yoga at a later age, I think at whatever age you started, there's always an aspect. Like I mentioned, there are 8 limbs of yoga. So whichever limb of yoga, it doesn't have to be asana, that you can adopt into your lifestyle at that age. I think everyone can do simple chalan kriyas like the one I showed you, all micro movements in the joints, can do simple breathwork practices. So yeah, so I think that would be really beneficial to anyone at any age. It's important to start. Yes, Mr. Vinod, what question do we have? Mr. Vinod, you're muted, so if you could unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, like investment, earlier is the better so that the compounding effect will be there for lifelong. You are right. Any other questions are from audience? Anything else is there? We are ready to, I think some chat is there. No.
Yeah,
I
madam,
think
are
there
you
is-
able to hear me?
Yes, Vinod.
Yes.
Yes, Vinodji, we can.
Madam, look, I joined the yoga school run by Vivekananda Institute here some 20 years back, and I used to do 10 years. I used call the tutor in my home and doing every day 1 hour this yoga and pranayam. In between, I left because of some problems. For 2 years, I was off. Then I have again started it. But my problem is that they were doing all the asanas. But now I am feeling some weakness. So I do 4 asanas one day, another 4 other day. Will it be okay?
Yes, absolutely. It's okay if you can't do all the asanas. What's more important that you try to at least incorporate mix of poses, some seated, some standing, as far as you don't have any physical disability. So some seated poses, some standing poses, some lying down supine poses.
No,
and
they
all
have
the poses,
introduced all the sitting, standing,
Yes.
prone, and lying. All the 4 poses.
Lovely.
So,
lovely.
So only problem is belly is not going inside despite doing the Pawan Muktasan, Bhujangasana every day, but the belly is not going inside.
It depends on your food habits,
No, sir. I am eating in the lunch. I am eating fruits only for last 15 years.
Okay.
Right. So, yeah, definitely diet as well. Also, our prakriti. So we all have a physical constitution. So there is a physical body type. So according to your dosha, Ayurvedic doctor would be better at guiding you through this. So if your body type naturally is of a kapha dominant, then your body will not be able to be like a vata body type. So it won't be able to go so in. But at the same time, if it's just the belly that you're focusing on, maybe you could do poses like you said, Pawan Muktasana, little more abdominal work so that the belly gets toned. What's more important also is while you're holding the poses, notice your breath. Because if you're doing the pose but the breath is shallow, then the benefits of the pose are not in the body. So you want to make sure that every time you do the pose, even if it's the same pose, try having longer, deeper, fuller breaths, because that is according to Sage Patanjali. An asana can only be qualified as an asana if we have sthirata and sukhata. So that sukham is reflected in the breath and the face. So whatever asana you're doing, make sure that there is steadiness of breath and pose. And then that should help.
One
Thank you
simple
very much.
asana to reduce the belly. One simple asana.
Purna
Can
Pavan
you-
Muktasana.
Can you
So
demonstrate? Can you demonstrate one simple asana?
I think I see Dr. Mickey Mata here, so maybe he can help us because he's an expert in this field as well.
Hi, Mickey.
Hi, Kamlesh. Hi, Kamlesh.
So
Hi,
nice
Parmita.
to see you
Hi.
in such a
Yeah.
busy schedule. I know
No,
going to
no
another
worries.
friend's book launch at 5 p.m. Himanshu, and a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah.
other online media presence that you have, because you
So-
are our global holistic guru. So, Mickey, we would like to hear from you. Yeah, please.
Okay, so yoga is typically confluence of energies. So polarity is when they get acrimonious. We have to harmonize them and make them complement each other. So Ganga comes from here, Yamuna comes from here. They meet at a point at Prayag, and at the Sangam point, Shunyam quotient, Saraswati is born. So yoga births new realities, new identities. Yoga is also the sacred geometry of your body getting congruent with the geometry of the cosmos. Yoga is the prefrontal cortex connect of all mankind, and yoga is the limbic resonance of everything in the universe at the level of consciousness. So that is yoga. Typically, yoga works towards neutralizing your kleshas, your avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, and
That's it.
your 7 sins as well. So kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, maya, matsara. And pride, anger, lust, envy, gluttony, avarice, sloth. On the other side, yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dhyan, dharana, samadhi. The pratyahara, dhyan, dharana, samadhi, the onward journey of the 4 limbs is the most significant aspect of yoga. So internalization of senses, sankalpa, dharana, aligning, and samadhi, the ultimate evolution of the lotus of your mind, which neutralizes completely. So chitta vritti means cessation of the mind, and cessation of the mind only happens when you're completely still and calm. So swayam mein sthit, swayam mein upasthit, swayam mein hona, swayam ko hone dena. So yoga से बने स्वास्थ्य, स्वास्थ्य से बने सुर, सुर से निकले गीत, और गीत योगिक संगत में हो तो योग बने संगीत. Yoga also neutralizes the mental illnesses and emotional weaknesses of human beings. So मन का मारा वो मनुष्य जो प्रकृति से पूरा होता है योग के साथ, वो पूरक होता है. जो पूरक होता है वो पुरुष पुरुषार्थ होता है, पुरुष उत्तम होता है. शायद वही पुरुषोत्तम राम होता है. मैं उस राम की बात नहीं कर रहा हूं जो राम लक्ष्मण के थे. मैं उस राम की बात कर रहा हूं जो हर युग में आता है. रामा, रामा को उल्टा करो तो अमर होता है. जब अमृत की धारा सहस्त्रा से लेके मूलधार तक का सफर करती है तो करुणा की राधा बन के लौट आती है. Only human consciousness through yoga can rise above gods or fall below animals. Yoga can make a dead man walk and a dumb man talk. And it is exactly 5 o'clock and I have to get on to a TV9 show on a Zoom call. So yoga gets you energized, maximized, naturalized, internalized, eternalized, revolutionized, evolutionized, optimized, humanized, immunized, all negativity neutralized. And yoga can get you with Parmita, Mickey-mized.
Thank
Mickey, you really
Mickey.
Mickey-mized us.
Thank you,
Very nice.
Kamlesh, brother. Love you,
Thank you.
Preeti. Love you, Kamlesh. Love you, Parmita.
Yeah,
Anything, anytime for you, I'll be there. See you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
sir. Thank you. Nice of you. Yeah. I think any other questions, sir? We can wind up. I
Yes.
think
Yes. I think if there are no other questions, we can wind up. We're right on time. We started at 4, it's 5 here.
Yeah, I think we have to thank Pavitra Shroff for making yoga as simple as what we are feeling always, very difficult to follow. And she was giving explanation how you can make use of your workstation itself to follow or rather practice the yoga. So today, in fact, many of our members would have got some ideas or some inputs for the benefit of their health, which leads to wealth. So with this, I think I have to thank ANMI also for our secretary for organizing this particular webinar on yoga, that too on Yoga Day. And I think in days to come, definitely ANMI will bring a lot of new innovative lectures for the welfare of the members, besides our regular technical sessions, which are also important for our survival. With this, I once again thank all the participants, our Kamlesh Shroff and our CEO, Mr. Prasad, and others for arranging this event in a wonderful way. Thank you.
And just to add, our three other special guests, along with Rishi, Mickey Mehta, and also Nilesh Shah.
Yeah, Nilesh Shah, yeah.
Yes.
Three also came
Thank
on our show and showed their, talked about importance of yoga. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Happy Yoga Day to all. Thank you.
अब ओरिजिनल कंटेंट जो नेसेसरी में जाएगा तो वो बस उसका एडिशन तो एक्सेल में बना के वो